Hey guys, so there are two common problems that I hear from my clients quite often when it comes to hydrangeas, and they are that they don't bloom, and the second is they plant them and they pretty much die very, very quickly. So we're going to address those today. So let's talk about the bloom cycle of hydrangeas. Now there are 6 different types of hydrangeas, and some of them bloom on old wood and some of them bloom on new wood, and then some of them bloom on a combination of the two. Now what that basically means is if it blooms on old wood, it basically sets its buds for next year early on. So if you start trimming them back at the wrong time of year, typically at the end of fall, you have now cut off next year's blooms. Typically anything that blooms on old wood, you want to leave alone, you don't want to touch it. Bloomers that bloom on new wood are your panicle and your smooth hydrangeas. So a lot of people in the market is actually gravitating towards those because you have a much better chance of making sure that your hydrangea blooms year over year. Now for me, I have 2 different hydrangeas in this corner. I don't know what either one of them are. One of them I actually received as a gift for one of my friends, and then the other one was dug up from a client's backyard. She was never able to get it to rebloom. I planted it in my yard. It bloomed the first year. It was gorgeous. It was one of those, the purple, pink that changed color varieties, and I thought I was the gardening rock star. And then we had a few harsh winters and it never bloomed for me again. The reason why it never bloomed for me again, we don't have deer pressure here because this part of our yard is fenced in, so it wasn't the deer eating it. What happened was because the winters were so harsh, it was actually dying all the way back down to the ground. The roots and the crown still lived, and then for it to flush back out, it was all that new growth. And this type of hydrangea, which I believe to be a big leaf hydrangea, it just, the buds had already completely died off when the stems had died back all the way to the ground. So it's now been the 3rd year where it's not blooming for me, so I'm just gonna get rid of it because I can't really control the weather here, and for the chances of it dying back down to the ground every year is pretty high. The second one that I was gifted was given to me by a friend, and she purchased it from a supermarket. Now, I had thrown it into the ground just curious to see if I could get it to rebloom, and I couldn't. So typically the ones that you purchase from a supermarket are called floral hydrangeas, or florist hydrangeas, I should say, and they are just known to bloom that one time. So they put on that one beautiful show. There are ways that you can bring them back, but quite frankly, it's a lot of effort and the bloom is never as nice as the first time. So I'm going to be getting rid of that. So I'm going to have a nice big open space. So what am I putting in instead? I am putting in this Gatsby Moon oak leaf hydrangea, which is also a hydrangea that blooms on old wood. Now some of you might be saying, great, you're switching out one and putting another one in its place. You're not really solving its problem. Maybe so, but the reason why I'm doing it is this part of the yard doesn't get a lot of sun. It gets sun for about maybe 3 or 4 hours. And so I can't really put a panicle hydrangea there because panicle hydrangeas really like to have a lot of full sun. I think that this is going to do better there because even though this blooms on old wood, the wood that it blooms on is a lot tougher and a lot hardier than something like a big leaf hydrangea. So I wouldn't expect this to die all the way back down to the ground. This also, for an oak leaf, has these beautiful large bloom heads that you typically don't see from an oak leaf hydrangea, so I'm really excited to see what the bloom's going to look like. And then on top of it, the fall color that it provides, it's this bright red. It's absolutely stunning. So those are basically the reasons why I'm going to trade out that hydrangea for this one. Now in terms of keeping hydrangeas alive, this is another one that I think people don't realize. Hydrangeas have very shallow root systems, and basically their roots spread wide and they don't go very deep into the soil, which means that that root is more susceptible to things like cold and freezing temperatures, but also to drought. So it's really, really important to make sure that your hydrangeas stay watered really well during that first year that you have them planted into the ground, and probably even insulate them a little bit more in your colder zones to protect them against those cold temperatures, because like I said, since their root system is a lot closer to the top of the ground versus going deep down into the ground, it's a lot more susceptible to that freezing. So that is one, if you keep having trouble in terms of keeping that hydrangea alive, those are the two things that I want you to look at. All right, so it's starting to thunder. Let me pop those 2 hydrangeas out of the ground. Let me get this guy in there, and then we'll take a look to see what we have. That root ball is huge, and I am one sweaty mess. All right, I better hurry up and get her in the ground because this is looking pretty ominous up here. All right, let's go. All right, it's a couple days later because we had some incredibly harsh storms roll through, but the hydrangea's in the ground and she's looking great. Now, I did end up putting a thin layer of mulch around it just to make sure that that moisture stays in the ground, because she was quite dry when I put her in the pot. And like I had mentioned earlier in the video, it's really, really, really important to keep newly planted hydrangeas hydrated because of their root system being so shallow at the top of the soil. So she should be doing great. Now, I did also want to mention this hydrangea next to it. Now, it doesn't have a lot of blooms on it because it is fairly new, but this is a Eclipse hydrangea from First Editions. It is the first ever dark-leaved hydrangea. Now, I'm also noticing that the leaves are turning a little bit of green. What I'm having a hard time with is making sure that it's getting the right amount of sunlight. This is not a full sun hydrangea, so you can't put this out in the burning sunlight. But I absolutely love the dark color with the bright pop of pink that the blooms get. So I'm probably going to be moving this to a different side of the yard where it gets a little bit more sunlight. Now, the perfect spot would be someplace where it gets a lot of morning sunlight and afternoon shade. I'm not sure if I necessarily have those conditions right now, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit more thinking about that because I don't want it to revert. If you don't give it enough sunlight, it is going to revert. But another one of my favorite hydrangeas. So let me know in the comments below if you guys have any hydrangeas that aren't blooming, if you guys are trying to figure out why that is and what you've done to rectify the situation, or if you haven't even rectified it whatsoever. Hopefully this one, even though it blooms on old wood, it will do the trick and it'll help make this space a little bit more bloom friendly. I hope you guys are having a good day, and I'll see you in the garden.